How are you guys today? Thanks for joining me today. We've got a big mess on our bench here, first of all. So we have some actual things to do out here in order to get ready for some future videos. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about the Olight. This is the Osight from Olight. Really kind of cool. So we'll be putting this on, doing a little unboxing and a light review. More on this will be coming because the gun that it's going on is actually sitting here in pieces. We've got all the things that we need to do that, but it's not done yet. So we're gonna have to poke some holes in that and get our Osight installed. Nice little box. Oh, well, you guys probably already realized that that's not black. I'm colorblind. And so they sent the FDE version, which now that I see that kind of changes my mind about what gun I'm going to put this on. So, well, okay, first things first. The bottom of the box, it says thank you. So I don't really enjoy watching the unboxing videos. So we're gonna skip through some of that. We're just gonna hop in, talk about what's here, what's not here, what we like. So Olight reached out. Now they are makers of the Olight flashlights. They've been around for years. And it looks like they, about maybe 6 or 8 months ago, they jumped into the optic world, which it's a very crowded space. And there's really nice stuff, there's some medium stuff, and there's some absolute junk. I'm a business owner, and so my thought would be, what am I providing that is unique and different before I would be jumping into this space? Well, I think they did do something unique and different. You're seeing it here with me for the first time. It says Olight on the side. So it is Olight brand, but the model is called an Osight, which it says right there in the front. It says Osight. Now, this is a good sized dot. It's not compact. I think their intention here is to design a sight that could be an EDC carry situation. Here's the really cool thing about this. This cover fits on top here, and you see it's flashing with a battery. This recharges your optic. So you can plug this in, keep it charged, flip this on, charges up. Really a pretty cool idea. If you could imagine, maybe you've got, you come in, you take your gun out, you put it, in the spot, and you just clip this on top of it. Just clip this in, and it sets there and charges overnight. Next morning, pop this off, put it in your holster. So the EDC carry, this could be really cool. This could be really cool. I imagine that because this is out now, there's going to be some of the bigger names jumping on some technology like that, because it's way cool. We make a lot of fuss about, is this gun going to protect me when it matters most? That's a big, because, ultimately a firearm could be used to defend yourself. We also enjoy shooting them, and we have fun and sport and all those things, hunting, where no one's life is really on the line. But that EDC situation, that's a big deal. So it's got to hold a 0. It's got to be pretty rugged. The battery's got to last for more than just a couple of years. These cell phone batteries, I guess they're programming those things to quit working after a couple of years. So you got to get a new one. But just kind of playing around with this and looking at some of the components. The box is nice. The cord is nice. It comes with a, I don't know, I kind of like that. It's got a nice sight adjustment tool, and here's a really cool thing. It comes with all the screws, like a whole kit of screws that will help this fit, pretty much any application. And then we've got a cleaning cloth, which that's, I don't know how many thousand of these things I have, but I would just keep this in the bag. It comes with a little bag. After they reached out to me, I, of course, jumped on YouTube to see what people were saying about it. Overton Windex, he doesn't like anything, but he didn't like it because he doesn't think it holds a 0. And his was an earlier version. And he actually kind of called out Olight for saying, you're selling something that's not T&E'd yet, and this thing is not ready for the market, but you're still selling it. He actually called him out for that, which I don't know what they did. I'm not involved in any of that, but this was 6 or 8 months later that we're getting this one. So maybe this one is an entirely different one, but he also had some trouble holding zero. We're going to actually talk in this video about zeroing your carry dot as well. So that's going to be part of this video as well. So let's move on to the gun that we were going to put it on. Might be changing my mind here just due to the colors. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. Okay. From these guys right here, I just happen to be wearing their shirt because I cannot even say that phrase on, because, you know, they get kind of fired up about that. So here is the GST9, and normally it comes with the short grip, which is a normal Glock 19 grip, but you can also put on the longer Glock 17 size grip, which I prefer. Now in the middle of the two is this billeted mag well, which is really kind of cool. It's opened up a little bit from the stock one, got a little flare in there, and some machining to help, you know, you got to get those tactical mag reloads there. But look at the color of that. Now normally this is not available in this color. This is midnight bronze, and normally not available in this color, but they actually got me a raw one. They're down the road from me, and we're friends. Okay, so I did get a raw billeted one, and then I had my Cerakote guy. So then we had our old Cerakote guy who actually closed up his shop here recently. We had him do the midnight bronze. This is a Faxon color. Well, Faxon's using it. Not many companies use this commercially. Faxon is using it, and I have a 6.5 Grendel that is a Faxon in the midnight bronze. Did I say burnt bronze? It's midnight bronze. So we were gonna, I thought this was black, guys. We were gonna, I don't know, can you do FDE and bronze? I don't know, is that, can we do that? If I didn't already say it, RMR footprint, I wish that could be the industry standard. It's as close as we're gonna get to the industry standard. We do hang off there a little bit, but you can also see the dot. Dot is definitely working and hanging off there a little bit. It's a big, it's a good sized window. Not in a bad way, just a good sized window. So maybe we pause this building project. I was gonna put this thing together. I've got everything. I think, let me see if I have a different pistol that needs a dot. We actually have quite a few guns with dots now. I remember about a year ago, I was texting Chris from the 740 trying to figure out how to shoot a red dot. I didn't have a gun with one on there, and I had one coming in, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know how to zero them or anything. So that was just like maybe less than 2 years ago. Now we've got probably a dozen dots going on different guns. I'm a big fan of the Gideon. I think this is the Omega. Been a great dot. This is on the Kiger that I carry a lot. This gun gets carried a lot and shot a lot of rounds on this. So I know that it's good. Playing with a big Swamp Fox on a big 17 size gun. So those are just some that are sitting here. But this gun right here is also a GST. It just is already ready to go. And so we've got a bit of a FDE OD green situation going on. And this does have an RMR. So, I think this is the way to go. I think we're gonna do this. Okay, can't show you how to install any of this, but instead we're gonna pause this building project. If you wanted to see that gun go together, it'll be coming up here in a video pretty soon. Make sure you're subscribed for that. This will actually allow us to go to the range quicker as well, because when you build a new gun, you gotta do a lot of stuff to it. This one's already ready. All right, that came out really well. Not difficult at all to install those. Shake Awake is automatically on. I can already tell that's going to be very high. let's make a quick adjustment. U for up, D for down. Okay, so you can definitely feel maybe here some clicks, not sloppy at all. Okay, we're coming down. Very, very easy to feel and hear exactly where you are in there. We'll have to dial that in at the range, but so far so good. Some of the early criticism of this was that it didn't hold a 0. So I went ahead and torqued. I do have a little bit of a gap. I did torque that down. I might check that. I don't know if the gap is in the slide or the optic. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Okay, so trigger on this needs some serious work. All right, I like the look of it. Here it is with the little topper on there. There it is with the battery charger on there. All right, Ammunition Depot sent some ammo, so nothing left to do. Let's go head to the range. Okay, here it is. Had this out at the range, and things went really well with our test. Let me give you a quick little battery update there. It has been about 7 days since our full charge. I've left this cover on, and so far the battery seems pretty strong, but it's still pretty new. I would say at this point, the battery is one of my main concerns. Now, I also wanted to shoot this twice before I reported back to you. And as of right now, I've only shot twice with this. I did do some light water bottle smacks. My intention wasn't to tear it up. My intention was to see if getting bumped messes up the 0. And while we're talking about 0, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to talk about the 7-0, 25-15. I wanted to talk about zeroing a pistol dot. Ultimately, if it's going to be used in self-defense, that's going to happen, what do they say, inside of 10 or 12 yards. A lot of people will just put a 7-yard 0 on a gun and call it good. The problem is that your corrections at 7 aren't necessarily evident until you get out to a longer distance. So I was able to go to 25 and confirm my 0. So even 15 is good. The further, the better, because you have more data and the bullet is allowed to do its natural spread over a longer distance. Now, 9mm doesn't really drop very much from a 7 to a 15, basically indiscernible amount. Even out to 25, it's not something that inside of the normal spread of a normal shooter, you'd have to shoot a lot of shots in order to see that pattern. So once you get a 7 or a 10, go ahead and stretch it out, see where you're at, because it's going to be more evident the further away you are, exactly where you're going to be. So I was able to shoot probably 20 or so rounds, confirming my 0. That day at the range, I put 3 boxes of ammo, so 150 rounds through it. Confirmed a 0 again after those shots, so at the beginning and the end, setting it and then confirming it after I did all my shooting and some water bottle smacks. It passed fine, but I wanted to shoot it again. So that next time out, I only had time for 2 boxes of ammo. So I put another 100 rounds through it, confirmed the 0, beginning and end. No change from the time, being in a range bag, getting loaded and unloaded, and the water bottle smacks. I did not torture test this. We didn't drop it or throw it. We probably could stand to do some drop testing with it down the road, but as of right now, I can report to you that I had no change in my zero. I have not adjusted it since that initial, when we were setting it up in that first round. I haven't adjusted it since then. It's still on. That bodes well for us for now, but we probably should, continue to check that. I wanted to see how long the battery lasts. Allegedly, you can recharge it 3 or 4 times with the hood. So far, that seems entirely true, maybe even more. I do have the dot set on a medium to low setting, and so I'm expecting to get a pretty good life out of that. I do have it set right now with Shake Awake, which is not the maximum battery. You should shut it down if you want the maximum battery, but I'm gonna leave it on because we'll just keep playing with it and see what happens. So I think it is important that you know your zeros and know what your gun is going to do. If you want to be a little bit high at 7, you're going to be right on at all the way out to 25. You won't have any problems. 9mm not falling off until you get well past 25 yards. Now, while I was at the range both times, there was something else that I was testing. In addition to the optic, there is the sponsor of this video, which is a company called Target Eagle. Now, Target Eagle is a really cool app that is free to download, and all you have to do is buy their targets. Now, I shot their targets. Let me show them to you here. So here's one of probably half a dozen different targets that they have, and you'll notice here in the corners, they have these QR codes. Well, what that allows you to do is when using the app on a tripod, you can take a picture and then you can film yourself shooting, and it has a timer in there. You'll notice in some of the clips the timer goes off. I had it set going off way too early, so I was pushing record and the timer would go off like 3 seconds later. I need to set that a little bit later so I have time to get loaded and back in position. Also, when I'm filming, I want to make sure that you can see my gun and the camera and all that. So I need to set that back. You might hear the timer go off and I'm still standing there. You can use it as a shot timer, and I'll get better at it. I spent quite a bit of time on this double tap target where you're putting 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's just 10 shots. And the app is really cool. It keeps track of all of your shots. It also keeps track of your groupings. And so you can say, hey, was I in the zone or not? And the app knows where that is just based on those QRs, and it can see your bullet holes. Really cool technology, and I thought it would be a great way to test our optic, get some extra shots in with this gun, and kind of do both at the same time. So for now, we're going to keep testing this optic, but I really enjoyed it, and I would love for you to check out the Target Eagle app. Sometimes when I go to the range, I'm testing things. Either it's a gun, and I don't really get to go through and do a lot of the drills. And then sometimes when I go to the range, I actually want to train and I want to do drills and those kind of things. And I had an absolute blast using the Target Eagle app. I had fun using this optic. If this optic was just an optic that I was testing like this that took a regular battery, I would say that the dot is the right size. It doesn't starburst for me. I would say it's a good clean dot to use. The function, there's only 2 controls on here, which keeps this super clean, minimalist as far as having a bunch of extra buttons on there. So all of that worked really well. Had a fun time testing this and testing the Target Eagle. There's a link down below for Target Eagle. You can download the app. You can pick up some targets. So we've covered a lot in this video. I'm going to let you go because we've got plenty of other things to do. We are going to be building out this gun here in a future video. We're also going to be testing AR-15s, a lot of AR-15s coming up. We've got a project at the Cerakote shop. There are some 6.5 Grendel and 6.5 Creedmoor coming up. We're getting the reloading bench set up. There's just so much going on. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. If you want to tell me about your gun you're building or anything like that going on, leave a comment down below. I reply to dang near every comment. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.